What is up, football fans? It's your good friend IndyCar Tim here with your Daily Blitz. Welcome into the program. Welcome into the network here at FanStreamSports.com. Make sure you check out FanStream Sports TV, our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Click that bell to get notifications of all our great shows, all our great live programming occasionally from time to time. We've got several shows that are live over there. But that's enough about me. Let's talk a little football, shall we, boys and girls, as NFL opening week. NFL opening night on Thursday. Chiefs hosting the Ravens, a rematch of last year's AFC title game that was in Baltimore with a 17-10 Chiefs win. And I thought, honestly, this game went kind of the same way that did last year in many, many ways. 27-20, the Chiefs walk away winners tonight, but by a toe. Maybe not even a toe, by the tip of a toenail. They could have lost this thing. If you watched the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go back and find it on X or anywhere where you'll find the video. Isaiah likely caught a pass from Lamar Jackson on the final play as time was expiring in regulation in the back of the end zone with two defenders on him as he was turning around, facing out of bounds. And it was initially called a touchdown, and replay showed, and there were several angles. It was so ever so close, but it was the right call. Likely's the very tippy tip, if that's a technical term, of his cleat was on the white, what we used to call the chalk, but we know it's paint now. And just, ever so slightly. But the interesting thing here is, before the call was overturned, Ravens coach John Harbaugh was sending his two-point conversion team onto the field, going for the win on the road at Arrowhead. I would just love to have seen how that played out. Could have been a legendary call by Jim Harbaugh. Could have been the biggest bonehead call by Jim Harbaugh. I don't know. Either way, it didn't happen, so it's a moot point. But, I really liked that call. It shocked me when I saw him doing that. But I really liked the call. And like I said, I would love to have seen how that turned out. It was a duel of two former MVP quarterbacks, Mahomes and Jackson. Both have two. Jackson's most recent, of course, coming last season. Jackson went 26 of 41 for 273 yards and a touchdown. Mahomes 20 of 28 for 291 yards with a touchdown and a pick. Almost had two, except he caught his own batted, deflected pass in between two defenders, which was just an incredibly intelligent play by him. The biggest difference we had here, Mahomes 2 carries for 3 yards. Lamar Jackson 16 carries for 122 yards. That is his 14th career 100-yard rushing game. And many of those, whereas, last season I thought he accumulated some rushing yards. He was the Ravens' leading rusher last year. A lot of that was scrambling. When protection would break down, he would have to scramble. Tonight, the majority of those calls, of those runs were called plays for him. And I like that a lot. Now, I thought they may have gone a little overboard calling those running plays because, they had a couple of back-to-back plays for him to run in the same series. That might be a little aggressive considering his injury history. But I liked the offensive game plan of the Ravens. I don't feel like they got the tight ends involved quite early enough between Likely and Mark Andrews. You did get Zay Flowers involved. You got some of the other receivers involved. Bateman had a big part of the game. Derrick Henry, I thought, was largely ineffective. He had a couple of decent runs. Overall, 13 carries for 46 yards, 1 touchdown. And I guess that's the way you want to acclimate him to the offense, acclimate him to the team. It's hard to get him more carries when Jackson carried the ball 16 times. So a little give and take there, I think, with the offensive play calling. Isaiah Pacheco, 15 carries, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest run was 5 yards, by the way. I thought he was contained for the most part, but they just kept pounding Pacheco into that Ravens defense and just, I thought, wore the defense down. But masterful game plan, I think, offensively by both sides. I thought it was exactly what we wanted to see. The score, I think, is a good indication of the way the game went with the Ravens. Like I said, and if you watched it, you saw it, the potentially game-winning touchdown or game-tying touchdown at the very final play of the game. Now, here's the issue. As good as Jackson looked at times, I thought he looked like the old, inaccurate Lamar Jackson a couple of times. On that final series, after the long pass to Isaiah Likely to get the Ravens on that final drive, I think with 1:50, they got it down to the Chiefs' 18-yard line. You had 1:50, no timeouts. After that pass, he missed two wide-open receivers in the end zone where he wasn't even close. Zay Flowers was coming across the end line to Jackson's right, and he threw it 10 yards behind him. And on the play just before what we thought was the winning touchdown, or two plays before that, he missed Isaiah Likely in the left rear corner of the end zone, wide open. He threw the ball late, and then he overthrew it. And Likely got hurt on that play too, coming down awkward on his shoulder. But he came back to make what we thought was the significant catch on the final play, but it wasn't to be. But overall, grading the Chiefs, it's win number one of however many you're going to need to win your third straight Super Bowl, right? And I thought after the game, Mahomes was still pretty uber focused on the game and the task at hand and the opponent. He gave nothing but high marks to the Ravens because that's just what he does. Mahomes is kind of a classy guy. But it really reminded me of the AFC Championship game. The score was very similar, 17-10 last year in the title game, 27-20 here. Now, the Baltimore Ravens only rushed the ball like 8 times, I think, in that title game, which was questionable. They had 32 rushes combined with Justice Hill getting the carries. Zay Flowers got a couple of carries, and, of course, Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. But, it's a tough loss, but that's what comes with playing tough opponents sometimes. And the Ravens will have plenty of opportunities to bounce back. The Chiefs don't really have it much easier here. They have Cincinnati next Sunday. Then you go to Atlanta. Then your first division game with the Chargers. And then the Saints before your bye week in week 6. So they're going to have to keep their foot on the pedal here offensively. Maybe making some adjustments defensively. I thought the retooled secondary played pretty well for the Chiefs. Not perfect. I thought they played pretty well. But overall, high marks for both teams. But just, one team could win, obviously. But again, missed opportunity to see the Ravens going for 2 as time had run out to go for the win. I thought that was a gutsy call by John Harbaugh. And did I call him Jim Harbaugh at the beginning? Maybe I called him Jim. Of course, it's John Harbaugh. But that's going to do it for us. I appreciate everybody tuning in here. We've got more football tomorrow night down in Brazil with Packers, Eagles. Be tuning into that on Peacock if you so subscribe. And then, of course, full slate on Sunday. And then your Monday night game as well. So football is back, baby. I am excited for it. Can't wait to get in, do more of these for you guys. We got lots of daily blitzes for lots of teams here on FanStream Sports. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app, too, or at fanstreamsports.com. For the audio portions, our YouTube channel has all of the videos. You can comment. Let me hear what you think about the games on the comments section. Or our FanStream Sports studio text line, 214-937-0569. That's open 24/7. We'd love your comments in the studio. We'll do it again then, boys and girls. Until then, we'll see you.